Donald Trump returned to office in 2025, his policies would likely continue in the vein of his previous administration's America First approach. Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video we are going to analyze Donald Trump's upcoming policies based on his previous term and their likely consequences for India. So, let us start. Trump's administration focused on trade imbalances, imposing tariffs on countries like China and pushing for fairer trade deals. He could continue this stance, demanding more favorable terms for the US in trade agreements with India, including sectors like technology, defense, and agriculture. If Trump reimposes tariffs or demands changes in trade practices, it could strain India's exports to the US. This might affect sectors like IT services, pharmaceuticals, textiles, and agricultural products. However, India could negotiate new deals, especially in defense and technology, to maintain strong economic ties with the US. Trump views India as a strategic partner in countering China's influence in the Indo-Pacific region. His administration had already strengthened defense cooperation with India, including arms deals and joint military exercises. India can expect continued defense cooperation, potentially with more advanced military equipment being sold by the US, which would bolster India's defense capabilities, particularly in the face of China's growing influence. The Quad grouping, US, India, Japan, Australia, might also gain more prominence under Trump's leadership as part of countering Chinese hegemony in the Indo-Pacific. Trump has historically been tough on immigration, seeking to reduce the number of H-1B visas issued, which are crucial for India's tech professionals. He may continue efforts to impose stricter limits on high-skilled immigration. If H-1B visa quotas are reduced or made more restrictive, Indian professionals working in the US could face challenges. This could affect the Indian tech industry, which relies heavily on the US market and talent pool. However, India may seek to counter this by pushing for reforms or exploring alternative markets for its IT services. Trump has been a skeptic of international climate agreements like the Paris Agreement and may continue to prioritize American economic interests over global environmental initiatives. If Trump pulls the US back from global climate commitments, India may have to navigate a more fragmented global approach to climate action. However, India might benefit from continued US support for economic growth, even if that means less emphasis on green energy. India's renewable energy sector could continue to grow independently, but some international funding or technology transfer may be affected. Trump views China as a major economic and geopolitical competitor. He would likely continue to adopt a hardline stance on China, using tariffs and strategic pressure to counter Beijing's global ambitions. A tougher US stance on China could benefit India, as it could lead to stronger US-India ties and further military and technological cooperation. India could also gain from diversifying supply chains away from China, as the US pushes for decoupling or reshoring of critical industries. Trump has been critical of multilateral institutions like the United Nations, NATO, and WHO, preferring bilateral deals. His America First policy often involved reducing US participation in international agreements unless they directly benefited US interests. India could face challenges if Trump's approach continues to prioritize multilateralism, especially in global forums like the UN. However, India may align with the US on certain strategic issues, such as counterterrorism and regional stability, while also pushing for more influence in international institutions. Trump reduced US foreign aid during his first term, with a focus on bilateral aid that aligned with US interests. India may see less US foreign aid in the form of grants or loans, but could benefit from increased private investment, especially in sectors like defense, technology, and infrastructure. The US may also incentivize India to participate in joint ventures with American firms. Trump's administration had a relatively protectionist stance on technology, focusing on securing US technological leadership and limiting Chinese tech companies. For example, Huawei. India's burgeoning tech industry might benefit from US efforts to decouple from China. However, the US may seek stronger controls on data flow and intellectual property, which could pose challenges for Indian tech companies. India will need to balance digital collaboration with both the US and China. Under a potential Trump administration, India would likely face a complex mix of opportunities and challenges. The US-India relationship could deepen, especially in defense, technology, and countering China. However, trade disputes, stricter immigration policies, and a more unilateral approach to global issues might complicate matters for India. India's diplomatic and strategic flexibility, along with its growing economic power, will likely allow it to navigate these challenges while deepening ties with the US where mutual interests align.